In this video, we are going to show you why swallowing turmeric pills might be a waste of your money and how putting liquid curcumin under your tongue can stop inflammation up to 500% faster. It's called the first pass effect, and it's stealing your relief. If you are dealing with stiff joints or chronic pain, you need to master your absorption. Today, we're breaking down the biology of the sublingual route, the specific liquid gold you need, and the correct dosage to cool the fire in your body. Let's get wise. The wisdom we seek in our prime years should always be about efficiency. We spend decades earning money, and we should not be throwing it away on health supplements that don't even make it past the starting line. If you are like millions of others, you started taking turmeric or curcumin because you heard about its powerful anti-inflammatory effects. You read the studies. You know it is linked to better joint health and reduced chronic pain. You bought the large bottle of high-dose pills and started the regimen. But maybe you noticed only mild effects, or perhaps no change at all. You likely thought you needed a stronger dose. You doubled the pills. Still nothing. You aren't imagining this failure. The problem is not the turmeric itself. The problem is the delivery system. The pill you are taking, the capsule you swallow, is facing a biological gauntlet designed to destroy it. This is the #1 reason why supplement efforts fail for so many people over the age of 60. We must understand how our bodies process what we ingest. When you swallow a pill, it enters your stomach. Stomach acid immediately begins breaking it down. The substance then travels to your small intestine, where it is finally absorbed. But here is the critical problem. Everything absorbed from your small intestine is immediately routed to the largest chemical filter in your body, the liver. Your liver is a genius detox system. Its primary job is to protect you from toxins and foreign substances. It sees a massive influx of curcumin, which is a powerful but foreign chemical compound, and its immediate reaction is to break it down and prepare it for excretion. This process is called the first pass effect. By the time the curcumin leaves your liver and reaches your general circulation, where it can actually attack inflammation in your joints or brain, only a tiny fraction, sometimes as little as 5 to 10%, remains active. Imagine trying to drive across the country, but every time you start your journey, 90% of your gas is siphoned off at the first rest stop. You will never reach your destination. Your joints will never get the relief they need because the key ingredient never actually arrives at the destination. You are simply paying for expensive urine. This is not a failure of the supplement industry, it's a failure of delivery. So how do we get around this biological checkpoint? How do we bypass the liver's mandatory filtering system? We need to find an alternate route, a biological shortcut, straight to the bloodstream. If you are already finding this insight helpful and want more wisdom on living better and longer, take a quick second to hit the subscribe button. We focus on cutting through the confusing health noise to bring you actionable facts. The solution is simple, efficient, and uses one of the thinnest, most absorbent surfaces in your entire body, the mucous membrane under your tongue. This is the sublingual route. Think about the structure of your mouth. Underneath your tongue, you have a vast network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries. These vessels are extremely close to the surface, protected only by a very thin layer of tissue. When you place a highly concentrated liquid supplement here, it doesn't pass through your digestive system at all. It doesn't encounter stomach acid. It doesn't take the forced detour to the liver. Instead, the liquid is absorbed directly into the underlying capillaries, entering the bloodstream immediately. This is the very same system used by emergency medicine like nitroglycerin for heart conditions. Speed is the priority. Efficiency is the outcome. The difference in absorption rate is staggering. Studies comparing oral pills to sublingual delivery methods show that you can achieve therapeutic levels of the nutrient in minutes, not hours. More importantly, the study's amount of active ingredient making it to your system can be multiplied several times over. This is the 500% stronger effect we promised at the start. You don't need 5 times the dose, you need 5 times the times delivery. Now, the natural question becomes, can I just take my powdered turmeric capsule, open it, and dump it under my tongue? The answer is, unfortunately, no. This is the point where we move beyond generic turmeric and talk specifically about curcumin and its unique challenges. Turmeric is the spice. Curcumin is the potent active ingredient within the spice that fights inflammation. You must choose a product that isolates and concentrates the curcuminoids. But curcumin faces a second major hurdle. It is what we call highly hydrophobic. This is a scientific term that just means it hates water. It does not dissolve easily in water or bodily fluids. This is why even if you manage to get powdered curcumin under your tongue, it would sit there, slowly dissolving, and much of it would eventually be swallowed, sending it straight back to the liver. This requires a technological solution. This is where we bring in the necessary upgrade, liposomal curcumin. Liposomal technology is the key to unlocking the true power of sublingual delivery. Think of a liposome as a microscopic fat bubble. Curcumin is fat-soluble, so it loves living inside this tiny fat bubble. These fat bubbles, or spheres, are made from the same material as your own cell membranes. This makes them perfectly safe and incredibly effective at sneaking past the body's usual defenses. When you put liposomal curcumin under your tongue, these lipid spheres are readily accepted by the mucous membranes. They don't need to dissolve. They merge, carrying their concentrated curcumin payload directly into the bloodstream. This double-layered delivery system, the sublingual route plus the liposomal carrier, is why the absorption rate skyrockets compared to a standard pill. You are getting pure, concentrated, active curcumin exactly where it needs to go, fast. If you are currently taking an oral turmeric supplement and seeing disappointing results, you are not failing. The pill is failing you. The wise choice is to switch to a liposomal curcumin liquid format immediately. Look for products that clearly state they use liposomal technology for maximum bioavailability. This is the single most important factor in your decision. The goal here is not just to feel better, it is to maximize the time you spend feeling well. Inflammation, or inflammaging, is the core physical driver of accelerated aging. By efficiently targeting systemic inflammation, you are investing in mobility, mental clarity, and energy for years to come. This allows you to truly focus on building your legacy, not just managing your pain. But simply switching to a liquid isn't enough. We must adopt the correct ritual. This is where the wisdom of consistent application comes in. First, preparation is key. The area under your tongue needs to be as absorbent as possible. It helps to take a quick sip of water first, swirl it gently, and swallow. This cleans the area and ensures the mucous membrane is hydrated and ready. Second, the proper placement. Using the dropper, place the specific amount of liquid, as advised by your provider, typically a small dose, directly under your tongue. Do not just squirt it in your mouth. Aim for the center, where the membrane is thinnest and the capillary density is highest. Third, the hold time. This is the part most people skip, and it ruins the entire process. You must hold the liquid in place for a minimum of 60 seconds, and ideally up to 90 seconds. Resist the urge to swallow. The sublingual absorption process takes time. If you swallow early, the expensive liposomal curcumin goes down the digestive tract, and you are back to square one. Be patient. Use this minute and a half as a moment of quiet mindfulness in your day. This small investment of time yields massive returns in absorption. You might notice a slight burning or peppery sensation. This is normal. Curcumin has a natural potency. Once the 60 to 90 seconds are up, you can swallow the rest, knowing that the majority of the active compound has already bypassed the liver. Follow this up with a glass of water to clear the residual taste. You may be wondering about dosage and timing. While we cannot provide personalized medical advice here, the wisdom is to start slow and stay consistent. Many individuals find that taking their sublingual curcumin first thing in the morning, before breakfast, sets the anti-inflammatory stage for the entire day. Consistency is far more important than megadosing. A small, perfect delivery every single day will always beat a huge dose that gets immediately destroyed by your stomach and liver. Let's address a few common objections and considerations, especially for our primetime audience. First, NOMS dry mouth asterisk. Many medications seniors take can cause dry mouth, which impedes sublingual absorption. If you struggle with this, the initial sip of water is even more critical. Ensure you are adequately hydrated throughout the day. If the mouth is too dry, absorption drops dramatically. You can also slightly tilt your head back to pool the liquid in the desired area. Second, NIME medication interactions, asterisk. NIMEs, curcumin, especially in high absorbable forms, is potent. It is known to have potential interactions with blood thinners, such as warfarin. Anytime you introduce a highly efficient supplement, like liposomal curcumin, you must inform your doctor. They can monitor your blood work and adjust dosages of other medications if necessary. Never change your existing medication protocol without professional supervision. Wisdom is always rooted in safety. Third, nost in my taste, asterisk tav, liposomal liquids often have a distinct texture or flavor, often described as fatty or earthy. If the taste is too strong, you can try chasing it with something slightly acidic, like a small piece of lemon. After starting tab, the hold time is complete. Never mix the liquid into a juice or drink beforehand, as this dilutes it and compromises the sublingual effect. The evidence is clear that chronic inflammation is the #1 physical obstacle to a vibrant life past 60. When we are young, our bodies are forgiving. We can get away with poor diet and inefficient habits. But as we gain wisdom, we must also gain efficiency in our self-care. We cannot afford wasted effort or wasted money. The shift from swallowing pills to placing drops under your tongue is more than just a technique. It is a profound shift in mindset. It is recognizing that the body you inhabit requires smarter inputs now. It demands respect for its complex biological systems. We must stop fighting the body's detoxification pathways and start working with its natural delivery routes. If you have been struggling with persistent joint discomfort, low energy that won't lift, or even persistent brain fog, it is possible your inflammation levels are simply too high, and the tools you are currently using are not sharp enough for the job. You need the precision of sublingual delivery. You need the power of liposomal encapsulation. This isn't about replacing every single pill you take. Some medications require the slow, steady release of the digestive system. This hack is specific to fat-soluble compounds like curcumin that struggle with the first pass effect. Applying this specific wisdom, the right nutrient, the right carrier, the right pathway, will lead to the dramatic results you have been seeking. We encourage you to revisit the concepts we covered today: ditching the inefficient pill, understanding the liver's filtering role, and embracing the speed of the sublingual route, supported by liposomal technology. Commit to the 90-second hold time every single morning. That 60 seconds of mindful stillness is an investment in months of comfort. We built Prime Time Wisdom to bring you these critical insights that maximize your well-being. If this information helps you reclaim some mobility or reduce your reliance on general pain relievers, please give this video a like. Liking the video tells us which topics matter most to you as you navigate your prime years. And remember, building a legacy requires energy. Finding purpose demands clarity. Mastering this small absorption hack is a powerful step toward ensuring your physical well-being matches your growing wisdom. Stop chasing symptoms. Start mastering your health. Choose efficiency today